white flag. What will they do? Will Hendrick go to the inside? When will he make his move? Will Riggs be a factor? Scott Riggs had the strong truck early on. No one-year run with Riggs. That's the truck that won a year ago. The chassis that won, the team that won.
Taking back on you. He's losing you behind you. Stay with him.
Now Riggs is faded by about 4 truck lengths back-to-back straightaway.
Joe Ruttman is watching his mirror every inch of the way around this race.
Watch him.
Riggs backed up to get a run.
Looking outside.
Here is Riggs.
He's there.
To the high side of Ricky Hendrick. That's going to help Joe Ruttman. You listen to Ricky Hendrick's radio. Here they come. Off the turn. Riggs has a run. Hendrick has a run. But Ruttman has 3 car lengths, and Joe Ruttman will win it.
White flag's out right now. We're on the last lap.
All right, let's watch Musgrave. Will he run out of fuel? A Dodge has already run out of gas last lap, and that was Ruttman. Here is Musgrave.
Still drafting off Randy Tolsma. He's his best friend right now.
Absent down the back straightaway. Ted Musgrave trying to get his first NASCAR Truck Series win.
I think he can make it from here if he runs out, Jerry.
Will we see a 5th first-time winner at Homestead Miami Speedway? As 45-year-old Ted Musgrave comes out of turn 4 and takes the victory at Homestead Miami Speedway in the Florida Dodge Dealers 400. White flag, that time by for Ted Musgrave. A little bit of bump from behind. Ruttman gets a little sideways. Here comes Riggs. Ruttman slides up in front of Riggs. Here's Corelli. There is Musgrave. 5 car lengths over Sprague in second.
Rick Corelli on the inside.
Look at Corelli like a man on a mission. Corelli is now in 4th position.
Bring it home to Bacon.
And Musgrave takes the win. Sprague is second. Gone is third.
Wonderful job. Thank you.
Will come down this time for the white flag from Roy Selby. We could have our second first-time winner in 4 events in the year 2001 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Got a little bit of traffic in front of me. Wants to be able to negotiate Jason White without any trouble. Comes off turn 4, coming down for the checker flag for the biggest day of his career.
Scott Riggs wins the Advanced Auto Parts 250 at Martinsville Speedway. Riggs, the 30-year-old driver, takes the victory. The first of what I'm sure will be many in a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series career. And Timmy Cahoot and the Ultra Motorsports crew celebrate down in the pits. Well, they mentioned the rule change, may make some changes here. And looks like the Fords were more competitive. The Chevrolets were strong, but no one can run with Ted Musgrave.
Bring her home and get the speed of that Harley-Davidson, pal.
And of course, by winning from the pole, Craftsman puts up $10,000 for the crew. Craftsman win from the pole bonus, thanks to the fine folks at Sears Craftsman. So Musgrave is less than a half a lap away from winning the lion's share of a $508,000 purse plus $10,000 from the folks at Craftsman.
One more corner to negotiate, and it's all his.
That's the way we do it now. Great job, Teddy. Great job, guys.
And Ted Musgrave takes the win and the wins up 200. Okay, listen, we're supposed to go to SportsCenter at the top of the hour. We're going to go to SportsCenter early. Now, listen up, you NASCAR fans. If this race is restarted, they are going to rejoin us from SportsCenter live here at Darlington for the finish of the Darlington 200. So stay tuned. SportsCenter with Dave Repson and Whit Watson coming up next. And we'll come back live to Darlington if we get restarted here in a little while. Ruttman is pulled away by about 8 truck lengths.
Look at Jack Sprague on the outside with two fresh tires.
White flag from Dion Henske, the flagman from Sebring, Florida. It'll be checkered next time by. Here comes Sprague by his teammate, Ricky Hendrick. They bump.
That's for the 3rd position right there, Doc. He's going for 2nd now with Scott Riggs.
Sprague coming from a lap down with the dominant truck. Had led the most laps, trying to get a top 2 finish. They are still side by side. Team Hendrick, it is Ricky on the inside. Now Sprague makes the pass. Final lap. Here comes 56-year-old Joe Ruttman for the win. Ruttman takes a checkered flag. Riggs is second. Sprague, Musgrave, Hendrick, and Crafton.
Terry able to make the pass on Carlos. That moved him up to 11th position. Carlos back to 12th.
11th spot. Final lap this time by as the white flag waves for Scott Riggs. on to make the Dodge domination continue for the 8th consecutive race, tying the Chevrolet streak of 8 in a row back in 1995. Here he comes out of turn 4. And indeed, 30-year-old Scott Riggs will win the NBA E-Commerce 200 at Dover Downs.
They're racing out of the pits on the apron right there. The 29 of Terry Cook and the 1 of Ted Musgrave.
Well, 2 laps to go, and these 2 guys have lost any shot. There's the guy they're chasing. He will get the white flag next time by. White flag from NASCAR Craftsman truck flagman Dion Hinsky. And it looks like the 7th face in the 7th race will head to victory lane. If he has the fuel to last 2 more laps.
He needs to stay right there. Draft off those 2 guys. If he's low on fuel, this gets draft off those guys, save a little bit of fuel.
And remember, Brendan Gaughan said they could make it to within 1 lap with a checkered, and they were going to run out. Here he is on the final lap. Did the 41 have enough fuel to make it? They were saying he would run out on the white flag lap. We are on the white flag lap. There is Sprague.
He's going into turn 3 right now. He can coast around to the checker flag from here to the start-finish line.
And 36-year-old Jack Sprague from Spring Lake, Michigan, the 2-time NASCAR Craftsman truck champion, picks up his 20th career victory in the O'Reilly 400 at Texas Motor Speedway. And the Net Zero team gets to celebrate for the first time in over a year. Ted Musgrave out of Franklin, Wisconsin, who is 2 laps away, now making 1 lap away from getting his 4th win here in the 2001 season.
You know, this will have to be a big thrill for Ted Musgrave to win basically his home track in a NASCAR series like the Craftsman Truck Series.
He's a 5-time Winston Cup pole winner. He's finished 2nd in Cup races at Darlington and Martinsville, driving for Jack Roush. But today, it's Jimmy Smith, who's the owner, the Ultra Motorsports team, Fred Wanke, who rents this truck. And coming off of turn 4, 45-year-old Ted Musgrave will take the win in the GNC Live Well 200 at the Milwaukee Mile.
Doc, I don't get nervous in a race car, but I'm telling you, I'm nervous here watching Rick and Linda Hendrick and knowing what they're going, or thinking I know what they're going through in these last 2 laps of this race.
They have a daughter who works in the automotive group, who is younger than Ricky. Of course, Ricky is 21 years, 3 months, and 5 days old. If he can hold on for 2 more laps, he will become the youngest driver ever to win in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition. And how about that happening?
White flag, I need 1 more good one. No pressure from behind.
And Dion Hinsky will indeed wave the white flag. So we are 1.5 miles away from setting a record. How about putting Ricky Hendrick in the history books as the first winner, if he can hold on, in the history of this gorgeous facility in Wyandotte County, Kansas. We are in Kansas City, Kansas, for the inaugural O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. And now 3/4 of a mile stands between Ricky Hendrick and a GMAC Chevrolet win in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition. Here he comes down.
Hell yeah! Woo! Great job, Ricky. Great job, guys. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Dream come true. Oh. Hey, how do I take the brake bias off this thing?
So much emotion. You saw the tears from his dad, Rick, and his mom, Linda, and the crew hugs and celebrate. Let's go down to Ray, standing by with crew chief Lance McGrew. Ray? White flag for Scott Riggs. Now Tolsma on the bottom of the racetrack. Here is Sprague. Tolsma going after Sprague for 3rd spot. Sprague slams the door.
Jack Sprague's done a great job with that truck. We know he's down a cylinder, but he's doing a great job keeping these guys behind him.
Down on the bottom of the racetrack, there comes Riggs. There is Ruttman in 2nd. There is Sprague. Tolsma gets tapped. It's sideways and spins. It turns 3 and 4. The 61 truck gets tapped, goes around in 3 and 4. And here is the checkered flag for points leader Scott Riggs.
Scott, great. Hey, you guys, your pit stops are phenomenal.
1 lap to go. Get the jinx in for Jack Sprague, the 2-time champion in the Net Zero Chevrolet. He has dominated. He has won practice. He has won the pole. He has won happy hour. He has led the most laps week after week. But something has happened. Could Sprague see the jinx go away? He is a half a lap away from his 21st career victory. next to the checkered flag, and the Net Zero crew will celebrate because Jack Sprague has won it at New Hampshire. And Rudman is slow coming across the line. Joe Rudman slows down. Travis Quapple finishes second. Dennis Setzer third. Hendrick and Musgrave. And how about the Hendrick teams? Both of them celebrating. The GMAC crew, Ricky Hendrick, over congratulating their teammates, the Net Zero team, for Jack Sprague. Let's go down to Amy. And the white flag waves for Jack Sprague. Here's the battle of Washington. Sprague is up by about 10 truck lengths. Battle now for second spot. Terry Cook on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Rudman. 2 truck lengths back, 1 truck length back. Rudman on the inside. Will he be able to stick coming out of 4? Checkered flag waves for Jack Sprague. Cook will finish second, then Rudman, then Hamilton, then Quapple, then Crawford. Great night for Crawford and Matt Crafton finishing in 6th and 7th spots. Dennis Setzer back in 8th. And how about Kyle Wood in 9th position? There is Riggs, Team ASE, Clark West Dodge. Dion Henske waving the white hanky, 1 lap to go in the inaugural Federated Auto Parts 200 at Nashville Super Speedway. Less than a mile away from the checkered flag now for Scott Riggs.
This will be his second concrete victory of the year. He won earlier this year at Dover. Then Musgrave finally able to get by Travis Quapple, but I think it's going to be too late.
At Dover, Delaware, Riggs won from the pole. At Nashville Super Speedway, Scott Riggs will win from the pole. His 4th win of the year. For Scott Riggs out of Bahama, North Carolina, driving for Ultra Motorsports, but they are swapping spots. Here comes Crawford looking at the inside of Travis Quapple. That's for 4th spot. The 90 truck of Norick is 3rd.
How about Terry Cook on the inside?
Cook on the inside of Crawford. That is for 5th position. Final lap at Chicago Motor Speedway.
2 Fords battle it out going down into turn number 3.
Great NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action. The checkered flag is waving at a turn 4 for Scott Riggs. And Riggs will win the Sears Craftsman 175. Setzer second, Norick third, Quapple. And they are side by side for position. White flag waves from Dion Henske. Greg Biffle is too hard. Here comes Cook. 1 truck and a half behind Biffle. White flag waves from Dion Henske. Greg Biffle, who has dominated for Jack Roush Racing in Eldon, hoping to put forward in victory lane. So does Terry Cook, who was the pole sitter. Half a mile from the checkered flag at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. There is Biffle, reigning series champion. Cook, 4 truck lengths back. Here comes Sprague. There's Crawford in 4th. Out of turn 4, checkered flag waves. And 31-year-old reigning NASCAR Craftsman truck champion Greg Biffle has broken the blue over ground.
Great truck, man. Way to go. That was a great job, you guys. You guys should be proud of yourselves. That's good work.
Jack Sprague, next time by, gets the white flag as he flashes beneath the start-finish line. 3/4 of a mile away from his 4th career win this year.
Kevin Harvick 3/4 away from his first ever win. Look, he's looking on the inside.
Harvick on the inside, final lap. He wants it. Can he get it? Here comes Harvick. There's Sprague. Will there be contact? Harvick turns left to the inside. At a turn 4, can he get there? They are side by side, and Sprague will get it by 6 feet.
How about that? What a finish.
What a finish. NASCAR Craftsman Trucks. What an outstanding race. It's been a very tough couple of weeks, a very, very difficult week period for our country. So much patriotism, so much pride, so much courage. And tonight, so many in the stands waving and showing the red, white, and blue. And tonight, Ted Musgrave showing the colors of Mopar and Dodge. Final lap, folks. History being made at South Boston, Virginia. On a Friday night in September 2001, Mopar is a manufacturer's champion. There is Quapple. Travis Quapple. Final lap, white flag waving for the young man from Wisconsin and a puff of smoke in the right rear of his truck.
I think that was speedy dry he went through from one of the earlier accidents. Hopefully, you've got me nervous here, Doc.
Well, the way things are happening, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Final lap at Texas Motor Speedway. Young man looking for his very first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series victory. Ricky Hendrick, the rookie, won at Kansas City. Could we see another rookie winning tonight? And indeed we will.
You just won you a truck race before. Good job.
Travis Quapple wins at Texas Motor Speedway in the Silverado 350. There is Ted Musgrave, who had to go to the back of the pack after an unapproved engine change. One of 3 drivers going to the back of the pack. Here comes Hendrick on the inside of Crawford. And hugging that white line, Hendrick trying to hang on. White flag waving for Musgrave, but you're watching a great battle side by side. GMAC Chevy on the inside. Milwaukee Electric Tools Ford on the high side. Here comes Crawford roaring back on the final lap at Las Vegas.
They were dead even that time at the start-finish line.
Clear low, clear low. All right, let's go now. Keep digging. Just be smooth.
Crawford takes a spot away. It is Musgrave, then Sprague, then Quapple, then Riggs, then Crawford, then Hendrick. Here in the final lap comes Ted Musgrave, and the 45-year-old driver from Franklin, Wisconsin, wins the Orleans 350.
Absolute job, Ted. You're the man.
White flag this time by for Greg Biffle in the Eldon Ford. Less than 1 mile to go for Biffle's 16th career victory.
We'll finish this race now, Doc, regardless of what happens, because once they take the white flag, if there's something on the racetrack, they still finish this lap.
Greg Biffle from Vancouver, Washington, the reigning NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion, comes out of turn 4, and Biffle will take the checkered flag and win the Chevy Silverado 150.
There you go, buddy. Great job. Great job all weekend.
We're racing for this championship, and that's what we got to focus on, and quite frankly, that pisses me off sometimes to have to race like this.
It was a big points picture again in Phoenix as Biffle gets by for the win.
I could have beat him. I mean, but I knew he had nothing to lose and he wanted to win the race. Worse than I wanted to win the race, but I wanted to win the championship.
But it's all paid off when he takes the green flag today in California. He will clinch an unprecedented 3rd NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series title. Today, Sprague hopes to celebrate this championship in a fitting place, victory lane. Dion Hinsky unfurls the white flag. 1 lap remains in the 2001 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season. Truck still on the lead lap. Musgrave in a Dodge leads a pair of Fords. Then a Chevy back in 4th spot with Setzer. David Starr is 5th. Here comes Musgrave. 4 truck lengths back is Crawford, then Wood. Crawford pedaling for all he is worth in this final lap. He would love to get his first win here, but it looks like Musgrave may hold on. Musgrave's advantage grows to 10 truck lengths in turns 3 and 4. Out of turn 4. Here comes Ted Musgrave down for the checkered flag to bring down the curtain on the 2001 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season. Musgrave wins the Auto Club 200 at California Speedway. All the celebration at California Speedway when we come back in just a moment.